Welcome to the Really Likable Geeks Podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Stuart.
And this is the podcast where we talk about nerd stuff and things to keep you from going outside, like video games, comic books, movies, and other nerd things alike.
Steve, I'm going to stop you here for a second.
Oh, snap.
Last week, you gave us a book of the week.
I did.
You did. And it was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Certainly
And
was.
it was a manga. There wasn't a lot of substance to that book. We chewed through it pretty quick. I'm going to need a new book of the week.
New book of the week. Diablo 3 The Order.
Nice.
We've been playing a lot of Diablo lately, so I felt that it was appropriate. We've been playing a lot of Diablo.
We have.
So
Yeah.
this is
My seasonal character has more Paragon points than my main.
fair and very, very true. So this is when Leah was like 8. She was a lot younger, so this is before, Tyrael had crashed and the
Right
whole,
after Mom abandoned her and Decker came and picked her up.
Exactly. This is
Gotcha.
that whole storyline. So if you want to know what happened before the effect, like right where
when
Diablo
you're-
3 picks up, this is what you want
When
to
you're
read.
rolling around with Leah and she's talking about how she used to have fun exploring ruins with Uncle Deckard,
Yeah.
that's that book.
This is it. This is what you want to read. It's by Nate Kenyon. Sorry. I'm terrible because I was like, who wrote this?
Can you even read?
I've read half the book. I don't remember.
I read it. I usually don't read the Blizzard books too much.
That's
here we go. I'm never gonna get through this.
The pause was perfect.
I'm never gonna get through this. It's a great book. I usually don't read Blizzard books. The only ones that I have read are the World of Warcraft books. I have heard the StarCraft books were really great, but I was really interested in this one, and it's actually really, really good. I do have the archives, the Diablo archives, and I've read that one. It was all right. But this is fantastic, and I really do like the Diablo 3 storyline a lot. And I know a lot of people give it flack for whatever. Flack. Uses flack. Sorry.
Nobody uses FLAC. Nobody.
I feel like this is great. I think I bought this book for like $10 at like Barnes & Noble or something.
Oh, that's like 20 cents a chapter.
It is.
You got it.
Fair. It's really good. Pick it up. And this is our book of the week. Diablo 3 The Order.
Oh, back to me. All right. Well,
What are we talking about this week, Matt?
I actually had an idea. See,
Uh-oh.
just now the Oscars happened,
They did.
and that got me thinking about Hollywood. And while I was thinking about Hollywood, you guys were out, and you called me over, and you're like, "Hey, what are we talking about?" And I didn't have any ideas. And then I went, "Wait, what does Hollywood do when they don't have any ideas?"
Rehash movies from 30 years ago?
Make a sequel.
And
that's
you
it.
know
Or
what?
reboot.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes they shouldn't. And then
Yeah, agreed.
there's all those movies out there that should have got a sequel.
Fair.
So are you saying this is the sequel harder to our other sequel episode?
I'm saying this is
Sequel
sequel
harder?
2.
Yeah, it's sequel.
Revenge of the Sequel.
Revenge of the Sequel. I think that's been done by someone before. I feel like that's
Okay,
been done
first of all, it's either sequel harder or sequel strikes back.
What about two?
the sequel.
Hey,
Strikes Back.
hey, I was also fond
Or the
of
two sequels.
of our executive. What is Brian now?
Brian is our production manager.
Production manager. All right. I was also fond
Hey,
of
Brian.
Token.
I was also fond of our production manager. Two sequel, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Two
That
sequel,
was a
two
good
furious.
idea.
See, when you said Revenge of the Sequel, were you saying like Revenge of the Sith? Revenge of the Nerds?
Revenge of the
Yes.
Nerds is the first.
Yes.
movie.
So this is we did a sequel podcast a while ago, and it wasn't really touched upon what we're going to talk about. So
We just talked about sequels in general.
yeah, this one is going to be a little more
I
fleshed
know
out,
we just
think.
made fun of Hollywood for rehashing old ideas, but this isn't that.
Yes.
No.
This is very different.
And speaking,
Anyway, go ahead.
speaking of the Oscars, we did lose an amazing actor
Yeah,
today.
we did.
Bill Paxton passed away at 61.
You're right. Old age of 61.
He had heart surgery, died of heart and complications from the surgery. It is very sad for me because he was in a lot of films that I like. I'm not saying just for me, but to me because he was in a lot of films that I really, really enjoyed a lot. Tombstone. He was an alien.
Yeah.
Twister.
Alien. Yeah.
Weird Science.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The list goes on with movies. That
Apollo
he was in.
13.
Yeah, Apollo 13.
Oh, that
Weird
was a
Science. I
great
think
movie.
you just said Weird Science, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, like he was in so many movies, and that was really sad to wake up to.
So I'm
you
sure
know?
everyone else is doing this, but we'll give one final Game over, man.
Game
Bill
over,
Paxton.
man.
Game over.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. You'll be forever missed. Your work. I met him at BlizzCon.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He didn't know what a selfie was. It was pretty funny.
It's perplexing.
He just did. I was like, hey, you know, I saw him and I was talking to him and I was like, let's take a selfie. And he was just like,
What's
kind
that?
of like, huh? What's that? And I was like, a selfie. Take. And we never took a selfie because I was just like, I felt like, well, I just kind of threw him under the bus. Let's do this thing you've never done, like, or something.
We all
you
have
know?
gaps
Or
in
maybe
knowledge.
it's that he's never just heard it called that, or he can't recall. I don't know, but yeah, he was really, really nice, and he was really cool. He was a cool guy to talk to. I actually didn't know if he was there for BlizzCon.
Or he just happened to be there.
Yeah, he just happened
Just
to be
coincidentally,
there. One
Bill
of the
Paxton
two.
showed up.
Yeah, I know he has gone to like Comic-Con and stuff.
Yeah.
and showed up and people have
That's a big
like,
difference,
and he I
though.
don't know if he's going there to like be at Comic-Con to do panels and stuff, or he's just there to hang out. I don't know, but I know he's gone to Comic-Con and other conventions before, so maybe he was going to BlizzCon. I don't know. So rest in
Just
peace,
in the
Bill
area,
Paxton.
thought it was a different convention. Comes walking in. Like,
Fair.
Whatever.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Your work, you will live on through your amazing work, and you will be forever missed.
So the Oscars just happened,
Yes, they did.
and it got me thinking about Hollywood
Hollyweird.
because you guys called me out and were like, "Hey, what's the idea for this week?" And I didn't
why we
have
keep you
one.
here.
I had no idea, and so I thought to myself, "What does Hollywood do when they don't have an idea?"
Sequels.
Or reboots.
Yeah,
Or sequel of reboots.
that's
And
also
then
something
reboot,
they
and
do.
then make a sequel of the reboot.
Yeah, that's true. They do that.
They've
They
done
do
that.
do that.
That's a thing that happens.
That's true.
So
But they also just come up with a movie idea that sucks. M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, did you see his tweet about the Oscars, by the way?
hey, by the way,
He was like, I secretly wrote the ending to the Oscars. We got him, Jimmy Kimmel.
That guy. I mean,
I like M. Night Shyamalan.
there's only so much inertia that you've gained off of The Sixth Sense. Make a good movie.
I thought,
Make a good movie. And you know what?
you didn't like Unbreakable?
No. We're going to talk about how much Split sucked
Fair.
really quickly because that movie sucked. It was really good, and then the last 5 minutes of that movie killed it. And spoiler alert, because I'm on a rant and I'm going to reveal
We didn't even
this.
start on the podcast and
And
here
I'm
we
going
are.
to reveal this. So the end of Split, like we find out like, oh, James McAvoy really, like his personalities actually give him like crazy powers like Legion, basically from X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
But then the very last
He
scene,
looks
which
so
is cool. And I was
so
like, oh, that's
confused.
cool. That's a cool ending for the movie. He's crazy, but it's also kind of true. He's got like superpowers. But then the ending of the movie is a diner scene. And we see like people watching the news and like, oh, crazy person James McAvoy is on the loose. And then like, they're like, oh, it's just like that one guy. What was his name? And then it like pans down the counter of the diner and we see Bruce Willis. And he's like, Mr. Glass was his name. And he like puts on his hat and like walks out. So basically Split is in the same universe as Unbreakable. That movie sucked. No, it was such a good movie. And then the ending ruined it because he's like, oh, it's in the same universe as that movie everyone hated. Universally disliked. Anyways, what were you talking about?
we did a sequel episode.
Cool.
I'm proposing
I'm glad
that
you
we
like
do
that movie, by the way.
another sequel episode.
Sequel harder.
Our managing producer suggested 2 Sequel, 2 Furious.
The Empire Strikes sequel. The sequel strikes back.
The sequel, the Empire sequel's back.
The Sequel Wars.
Sequel strikes back.
Sequel Wars.
Sequel Wars.
Yeah. A new sequel. That's the first one, but
Winter sequel.
oh,
Iron Man 2.
we
I ran out of them.
got.
Was
that
there
one.
a subtitle to Iron Man 2? I think it was just Iron Man 2.
Yeah, it was just
I
Iron
think
Man
it was
2.
Iron Man 2.
All right. Well, there you go.
Self-titled Iron Man 2.
Sequel 2, Age of
Sequeltron.
Extinction.
Yeah. Sequeltron.
No, I was going with like Marvel Universe. Good, not Transformers.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you had me with Age of Ultron, but I was going to use us instead of Ultron. It was like Age of Really
Sequels.
likable. That doesn't.
Age of really likable sequels.
Avengers: Age of Sequels.
This has gone on way
like
too
that
long. This is a sequel podcast. We had a podcast
The sequel
a
to our
little while
sequel.
ago about sequels, but it was really like it wasn't really flushed out. We were just talking about
Can we in post
whatever.
like put a little counter at the bottom of the screen?
How many times
that
we say
like
sequel?
tallies how many
Sequel?
times we
That
say
is
sequel.
way too much work
sequel,
for me.
Sequel, 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 sequel,
You didn't even
sequel,
Sequel.
sequel. Yeah.
I'm leaving.
All right, you have to do that.
Oh no, that's a lot of work for me.
Yeah,
For those of you who don't know, I do all of the editing for this madness,
and we make it harder.
and he makes
We
it
try.
Really difficult.
Sequel harder.
Oh god.
And we came right back around.
What were we talking about?
Sequels.
We were
All
talking
right.
about a sequel episode. Last time we just talked about
I'm not
sequels.
putting a counter
It was pretty generic.
That's
So
a lot
this
of work.
time, I say we focus on all the sequels that we got that we never wanted to get.
Or sequels that we never
Looking at you,
got.
Final Fantasy. Or all the sequels that we wish we would have gotten and they just never gave us. Still looking at you, Final Fantasy.
Jeez. And this is very. We're gonna just kind of make everything: movies, anime, games, everything.
Yeah, just
The
sequels.
whole shebang.
the whole shebang. So what are we starting
Shebang-a-bang.
with?
I don't know. You just have me come up with ideas.
All right, cool.
Okay,
That's why
well,
we keep
thanks,
you here.
Matt.
Thanks, Matt. You're a big help.
Yeah.
You can go home
Pan
now.
the camera
I have done
slightly
my
this
part.
way. You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go movies. I'm gonna say,
Movies.
Are we talking about movies that we wanted and never got, or movies that we got and didn't want?
Yes, he's
well,
gonna
if you
tell us.
Shut up! I'll tell you.
Give him a minute.
wait,
A whole
don't
minute?
do it. Wait,
I've
don't-
heard him talk. He does not need a minute.
Fair. Very fair.
He needs half a second.
Fair.
Whatever. So sequels that we wanted that we didn't get. I'm gonna say Fifth Element. Luc
Oh,
Besson.
I
Yeah.
wish.
There was
I wish.
there was a sequel written and it never got greenlit because people, I guess, whatever.
Really?
The Sixth
Yeah.
Element.
Was
Actually-
it Sony?
Sorry.
Funny story.
That
The
was
Sixth
funny.
Element was rewritten by M. Night Shyamalan and became The Sixth Sense. And Bruce Willis is in both, so that makes sense.
Oh my god.
Right?
Wait, so at the end of Success, did he say,
Multipass? No, he didn't.
Lilo Dallas multipass. Multipass.
pull his hat down, talk about multipasses and walk out?
He looked deeply into the camera. He's like, I'm a meat popsicle.
But no, The Fifth Element. It was a great movie, universally, I mean, critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed.
That is
yeah.
one of my
It
favorite
was
Cult
such a
classic.
That's
it
one
was
of
a
my favorite
very
sci-fi films.
original idea.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. It's got a lot of big name actors and actresses in it.
Yeah, Devo
Yeah.
was the president.
Yeah. It's got
I don't know his actual name.
Yeah, I know. Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman was a great villain, as
Yeah.
always. He's
Yep.
always a great villain.
And then Mia Jovovich. Is
Yeah.
in it, and
Bruce
she's-
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Chris Tucker,
Tucker.
played his token annoying person
So
well.
So well.
Doesn't he always, though?
Yeah, name a movie where Chris Tucker is good in it and not annoying.
Fair.
There isn't one.
But you know what? He's annoying to a point to where it's not like, oh my god, like he's so annoying. It's annoying to the point where it's comedic.
It was close
It is.
in that movie.
In that
it was
one,
real
it
close.
was-
It's not
I
Kevin
mean,
Hart
but you know
annoying.
what? You watch it and you laugh. Come back. What is this thing with all these numbers? If it wasn't mom, all the alarms go off. The alarms go off. It was great.
But I love that movie. I feel like it was such a rich, universe that they were in that they could have had a bunch more stories about it. Just Mila Jovovich and Special Forces Bruce Willis flying across the galaxy, kicking butt, taking names,
having sex
having sex
because they did that at the
in a
end.
tiny chamber.
In a
I
tiny
don't
chamber.
imagine that was comfortable in that tiny amount of space. There's not a lot of cubic centimeters in there.
Doesn't matter.
Also, what if it accidentally goes off and blasts them with solar radiation?
I'm there with you on that one. I just didn't want to say it. I was like,
know.
I'm gonna
I was
ignore
hoping
it.
you would.
just put a bag on my head. Lonely Island, really?
Oh, I know.
Oh,
We all get it. I was just
you were looking at it like. I mean, that's stupid parody.
I don't think they would mind.
Probably not.
They're
basically parody.
And they're really big
parody
nerds
group.
too, so they'd be like, "Yeah, they're singing our songs," or they don't care.
They don't care.
They really
they
don't.
don't care.
We're not
Anyway, yeah,
important
but
enough.
sequel to The Fifth Element would have been great, because obviously it was a universe that was just created off of nothing, so they could have just kept expanding it, making more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
I mean, look at I was gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy, but never mind, because that was they're making that the second one.
That's already being done.
Yeah,
I-
that's
which I'm
currently
really
in
excited
production.
for.
You know what?
But yeah, no, they could have.
These superhero movies are pretty popular. What if we made a sequel to them? Steve just had $1 million idea, guys. They're making a sequel to a superhero movie? You're genius.
Thanks. Pay me,
Anyways.
someone, Michael Bay.
Ah,
Hey,
Anything-
he makes crappy movies, but he gets paid.
I feel like the only
Pay
thing
me.
I,
I'll make a
think, I
crappy-
feel like the
I'll
only
make a
thing
crappy
that
movie.
Michael Bay would give you is like a bad case of HPV.
Or he would give me like a plug-in pack of just lens flares.
It's like HPV. I feel like J.J. Abrams is more lens flares.
He is pretty
But,
lens
Yeah,
flares.
lens flares.
Demo charges and
Yes.
HPV.
Demo
and
charges.
a bunch of that like smear on tanner that turns your skin orange.
And pyrotechnics.
I'll take all of that,
you want to be an orange?
but I won't take HPV. I'll take the
Nope.
rest. Just
Whole
not it.
package,
package
bro.
deal.
Package deal.
I don't want any of it then. HPV not worth.
All right.
But okay,
was
we
the
got way
hypothetical
off
situation.
Way off topic.
That was
but
mine.
yeah, Fifth
I would
Element.
really have liked to have seen a sequel to The
It
Fifth
might.
Element.
It's not like it's not. It's impossible. It could
Well,
still
he's
get
moved
made.
on. He's doing another movie that's coming out later this year,
Oh, is he?
which looks really good. It might as well be a sequel to The Fifth Element, but it's not. It's
Oh.
the same like galaxy spanning, big like open shots. From what I saw of the trailer, like basically the same
Okay.
thing.
Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, go for it.
So, it's in the works. And I don't think they should make it.
Okay.
It's a movie.
Okay.
Blade Runner.
Is it a sequel or a reboot?
It's a sequel because I think we've talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah,
right
you
in the
mentioned
beginning,
Harrison
Ford's character is like down, and the guy comes in and he's like, "I used to have your job." So it's a direct.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know how. Okay,
One, it
Blade
doesn't make
Runner.
any sense.
Blade Runner was fantastic. It was so good.
The director's cut.
It was so good. The director's cut. Yeah.
cut.
Well,
Not the
even-
theatrical cut, because the theatrical
even-
cut doesn't make any sense.
But it was still, even the theatrical cut was still, it was still a pretty good movie. It wasn't better than the director's cut, but it was still a pretty good movie.
Better than half the garbage they pump out these days.
Fair. But
garbage in Beverly Hills is better than garbage in Detroit. Doesn't mean I want to eat either. That's your argument.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we know Matt would eat garbage,
Only from Beverly Hills, bro.
you're still eating garbage.
It's true, but the rich
You know
and-
Tara. Tara Reid is in there.
bro, the rich and
She's in a dumpster somewhere in Hollywood.
the rich and famous throw out caviar.
And Tara Reid.
that stuff goes bad, bro.
So quickly.
So I eat it right away. I don't let it wait.
I'm sorry. In this like scenario, you're just like squatting outside of a Hollywood restaurant or house, waiting for them to throw out their garbage so you can eat.
Yeah, just hanging outside a restaurant.
Just hanging out outside.
Yeah.
Have you noticed there's no homeless people in Hollywood because they kick them out?
so I would
They push them
dress
down.
homeless.
They push them down to Los Angeles to the garment
I
district.
wouldn't dress
Like,
homeless.
that's,
You wouldn't dress
how
homeless.
do you
What?
dress homeless? I don't think that's a choice.
Excuse me. Have you seen Kanye West's line? Am I wrong?
I thought we
Am
had.
I wrong?
thought we had like a solemn blood pact to never mention anything relating to the Kardashians. So your pants are on fire. Then
No scars on my hand, bro.
we didn't make it with our hands.
You said blood pact.
Yeah,
Blood brothers, bro.
with our feet.
I don't remember this.
Anyways, what were you talking about? Blade Runner. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't like that they're making a sequel to it because in the
I hate
and the
everything.
actual-
We guys just argued about trash for a long. It literally.
back.
Oh my god. I know how you feel, Matt. Now I
back.
understand. But no, I don't think
Where
that they
this
should-
happens and you just kind of Look at the camera.
It's kind of like, really? This is my life. This is the life I've chosen for myself. But no, I don't think that they should make that. I really don't think that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could come out. It could be great. It could be. But is it necessary?
I think it doesn't make any sense in universe.
Agreed.
Because, for anyone that doesn't know, Blade Runner, Deckard Cain, Harrison Ford's character, is a Blade Runner, which is basically a guy that hunts down the robotic machines. The other thing, what are you laughing at?
The Blade Runners, out of curiosity. Did they have a name for their order? Were they Horadric?
Were they Nephilims?
Do you want to explain it, or should I keep going?
I'm sorry.
I totally
You're right, I'm
forgot.
not-
I was like, please don't say Deckard Cain. He said it.
I'm not even,
I was
remotely
wait,
sorry.
oh, and then we just looked at each other
I'm not even remotely sorry.
I'm not sorry even a little bit either.
Do you want to do it?
No, go for it.
Deckard is a Blade Runner. He hunts down robots. Robots only have a 6-year lifespan. In the movie, we find out that Edward James Olmos's character is the actual Blade Runner that Harrison Ford's memories are pulled from. In the director's cut, we understand that. So that would mean that Harrison Ford, the robot that he is, would be dead long before this movie came out. He would not be around for the 35 years in between the two movies. I'm assuming they're keeping Harrison Ford his age that he is now, and there's a 35-year gap or something.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But, of course, Harrison Ford has aged.
Yeah, that's...
So there's that.
Yeah, so he would be dead. So that makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying.
In fact,
Unless
he would be
there's
dead
like
almost
some
6 times
weird
over.
something else that happened that they're gonna tie into the reason why he would still be alive. And even then,
Which will probably be forced and stupid.
yeah. Even and if that is the case, I don't know what they could do.
I feel like they're going to go with the theatrical release, which is where, Decker is a human. And all those weird dreams that he was having that basically explain to us that, like, oh, no, he's actually a robot. And he's got fake memories, too. Just like, no, that was just him being weird and drunk all the time. That was just a pointless, 25 minutes out of the movie that didn't matter. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they should make it. It could be good. I'm not looking forward to it.
I don't like it.
I hate this.
I hate everything. All right.
What about you, Matt?
Over to Matt.
I'd like to see a sequel, but I think they did so poorly with the first one.
Is it
that
a movie?
It is a movie.
Man,
That
movies.
They did,
We're on
they
this.
Did, they did so poorly with the first one that
Oscars were just. So.
I'm gonna say if they even tried to make a sequel, it is gonna bomb. And I wish they would have done a little bit better for it. My probably favorite book of all time, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So I immediately went and watched this movie when it came out, and it was all right. It kind of sort of followed the book for the most part until near the end when it kind of jumped a few other books just to get some stuff into it. But it didn't go very well. It didn't go over well. It just wasn't a strong movie. So I'd like to see more. I'd like to see the continuing of the other 4 books in that universe. But I feel like if they did it off of what they have now, it would just bomb.
Okay. Wait, what did they? I haven't read the books actually.
But I recommend it.
Yeah,
I can let you borrow them.
Didn't they smush the ending of the last book into the end of the first movie or something?
No, they smushed the ending of the second book into the ending of the first movie.
Where he meets the creators or the architects or whatever they're called in that.
Yes.
So that's the end of the second book.
I believe so. It's been a while since I read it, and I remember the restaurant at the end of the universe was not mentioned in the first book.
Okay. I like Sam Rockwell as the president. I thought that was really funny. I like Sam Rockwell. He's a fun dude.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. What was the movie he
played the character well.
What was the movie he was just in with Anna Kendrick? Mr. Right? Have you seen that?
No.
It's fantastic. Anna Kendrick is her Anna Kendrick only plays one character, but she does it fantastically. Where she's like the quirky, nerdy white girl.
Yeah.
And so Anna Kendrick is Anna Kendrick, and then Sam Rockwell is this legitimately insane hitman who is just murdering so many people, and they fall in love, and it's just hilarious. And he throw knives at her at some point. And
Really?
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, he's just stabbing people and shooting people. And also, Tim Roth is in it, so that's cool too.
Really?
Yeah, actually, a really good movie that I had never heard of. I just saw like, oh, Anna Kendrick. Oh, Sam Rockwell. Oh, Tim Roth. All right, well, we're watching this.
Like, well, there's everyone in this.
Yeah, so we're watching this.
This
Something
should
I
be worth
definitely
it.
want.
Yeah,
I was not wrong. This was worth it.
yeah, it was.
Let's see. So I'm gonna go. Oh no, it's your turn.
Oh, you want me to go again?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, well,
we won't break the cycle.
all right. Well, I'm gonna do again a sequel that
Yeah, right now.
they should not have made because it was terrible, and I'm gonna go 2 for 1. Final Fantasy 13-2 and Final Fantasy 10-2.
Can we just say Final Fantasy 13?
Oh, we're talking about sequels.
Well, it's a sequel.
Yeah.
13 is a continuation.
It's not a continuation of the story. So
it is
it's
still
not.
Final Fantasy.
No, it's not.
Number 13.
We're really gonna, yeah.
No, don't shake your head at me.
No,
Brian-
I'm on his side.
I don't care.
Yeah, 3 against 1, you lose.
Then don't number them.
That's like saying
Then don't number them.
the 007
No,
movies.
don't number them.
No.
Don't number them.
That's a good point.
No, it's not.
That yeah, it is.
No,
Are
it's
you
not.
saying that Pierce Brosnan 007 movies are a sequel to Sean Connery?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, well,
But it's not called 007 20.
He has a point on that one. It's not 007, 008, 009.
Yeah.
because those are different agents.
I know that.
We're having a real discussion
It's
over here.
different. It's no, that's
I'm with
you
you,
got what
on
I'm
this
saying?
one.
It's different agents. It's different characters. It's the same thing.
Okay, I
That's why
was
that
with
doesn't-
you.
No,
I was with you.
no, that's right.
Can I just do my thing?
Fine,
Yes.
go for it.
Final Fantasy 10-2,
Final
Final Fantasy
Fantasy
13-2.
10-2.
Final Fantasy
Sucked.
13.
So 20 and
sucked.
26.
Should
Go.
never have made it. It's
13-2
terrible.
sucked.
13-2 sucked as well. Both of them sucked. Go for it. I'm done.
You just did. All right. Final
done.
Fantasy 10-2. I feel like their thought process behind 10-2 was like, hey, what are the most interesting characters in Final Fantasy 10? And they found out
The
like,
ones from Final Fantasy 7.
you've never played either of them, so you don't understand how that's not funny.
I laughed.
Yeah, but you laugh at anything.
No, I don't.
You're a laugh whore.
No, I don't laugh at you that much.
Yeah, you do.
You're not funny.
Can we say that?
Can I say whore?
Sure, that's not a
All
bad.
right.
That's
Well,
not
you're
a
a
bad
laugh
word.
prostitute. Nope. You do it for free. You're a laugh slut.
Oh, okay. Continue.
All right.
Jeez.
Let's push
So
all the
the-
boundaries.
Yeah.
So the creators of Final Fantasy X did a poll, and they're like, "What's the most interesting characters from Final Fantasy X?"
We know.
Okay.
We
Well,
Tinikubo?
let's not use any of those characters. Let's not use any of those characters. Let's use the characters everybody hated, and then we'll make a sequel out of that. And for some reason, there'll be like a 20-minute long dance and singing thing for like
Yeah, there'll be musicians.
that you can't skip over,
They'll be pop
even though it's
stars.
terrible.
There'll be pop stars.
And there'll be pop stars.
Do not play Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy
X2.
X-2 Pop Star Simulator.
Do not play Final Fantasy 11.
Those
10-2 is
aren't the
11.
same game.
Yeah, just do yours.
I'm just getting
I'm
frustrating everybody. No, actually, that was going to be mine.
Oh.
Final Fantasy X-2 was terrible. Because I didn't mind Final Fantasy X. I mean, I did mind it. I mind quite a few things about Final Fantasy X, but Final Fantasy X-2 was atrocious. It was terrible. I did not like it, so I agree with you. That was going to be mine, actually. So, it really was. What?
Oh yeah? Well, I mentioned Final Fantasy at the start of the show, guys.
Since we're on Final Fantasy, we might as well do this. We should make a sequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Isn't
been
that
waiting-
what everyone wanted?
We've been waiting
The whole time?
30 years for
Do
it.
we
like,
really
almost.
need a sequel to Final Fantasy VII, though?
Did we really need Final Fantasy X-2 or 13-2?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
I'd rather that.
Was there enough closure in Final Fantasy VII, or was
Steve.
was it honestly that like controversial and like convoluted?
Steve,
No, I mean,
I have a question.
I have an answer. I hope.
This is not a question of do we need Final Fantasy
okay.
VII
Is it necessary?
sequel. This is a question of do we want a Final Fantasy
don't get me
VII
wrong.
sequel?
I would I wouldn't be opposed to having one, but is it necessary? Because people are saying like, oh, sequel to this, sequel to that. It's like, okay, what was the reason for making Final Fantasy X-2 or Final Fantasy 13-2? What was the reason?
Those stories.
Fair.
That was weird. That was super weird.
It is.
How like suddenly she grew a couple cup sizes.
They
even
made
though she was the same age, and it would happen like concurrently. Like the stories happen like
pregnancy consecutively.
There were a lot of stories about it. Yeah, that was super weird.
It was.
But
I'm saying
that.
Final Fantasy VII has Final Fantasy VII. There's Crisis Core. There's the Advent Children movies. There's so many things. Well, you didn't like the Advent Children movies?
It wasn't good.
I loved them. I thought they were great. Well, you didn't. What didn't you like about them?
Tons of things.
Well, I'm here. Got time?
Yeah, we do.
Voice acting was not good.
You didn't think the voice acting was that good?
It wasn't good.
Was it the voice acting, or was it
was
because
the
of the lip
voice
syncing thing?
Okay, well that.
Because you know that
No,
they
'cause I watched
didn't
it-
try to change the lip syncing for English.
Yeah, I know. The voice acting wasn't good. Even with, I can ignore the lip syncing. I'll just ignore it after
Yeah.
a while. But the voice acting wasn't good.
I actually didn't mind it. I didn't think it
Okay,
was.
so it wasn't good. You agree?
No,
You just said I didn't mind it, which doesn't mean it's good.
Okay.
Which means it's not good. In fact,
I didn't have a problem with it.
So it means it wasn't good.
It didn't. When I was watching, I wasn't ever at one point be
that
like,
just
"Wow,
means it wasn't bad."
That delivery was terrible."
not
Like,
good.
man, the voice acting was really bad. No, that's not what
Mutually
I'm saying.
exclusive.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the voice. I thought it was fine.
So not good again.
Oh
These
my
are
gosh.
all words.
Fine.
You
Let
are
me-
on a
let me-
spectrum
let me say it
of
this way.
like
I thought-
bad, fine, good. Fine and good are not synonyms
Why are we?
because I'm parsing words with you.
I did not have a problem with the voice
Okay,
acting.
so you agree that it wasn't good.
Matt, your turn. Because I'm just gonna reach over and sock this fool in the face.
Why?
Your
You're
turn.
the one
Go ahead.
saying
Go
it.
ahead.
No, wait.
If you don't have one, I can do one more.
I'm gonna go towards the kids spectrum. I have a small child, and we watch Netflix. Cars should never have gotten a sequel.
Agreed.
Are they making another one too?
Yes, because Disney likes to print money.
Apparently, Lightning McQueen crashes, and it changes everything.
I hate when they give away like major plot points in trailers. I absolutely hate that.
Disney always does that, though.
No. Well, no, that's like a more recent thing because.
Have they? Because I felt like they did that even with like Toy Story and
Well,
stuff.
let me explain why.
Just real quick segue here. I actually came across a leaked copy of the script for Cars 3. It actually shows Lightning McQueen.
You found a leaked copy of the script for Cars 3.
That's correct.
Why were you looking?
Why
for
were
that?
you looking for it? I was just about.
I didn't say I was looking for it. I said I found it.
How do you accidentally,
accidentally
stumble upon
find
that?
Stumble upon.
You did.
You
Nobody
do not
uses
do
that anymore.
You don't use that.
That's how you would accidentally do it, though.
Oh,
yeah,
my,
but
how did you?
I said you specifically.
Yeah.
Can you let me finish?
Nobody
No.
uses
'Cause it was a joke.
stumble upon. What?
Anyway, so in this script,
Well,
it
funny.
actually shows it's Lightning McQueen, and he's lost, and he's driving through a forest, and in his rearview mirror,
I already hate this.
he looks to his rearview mirror. Well, his side view mirror is any cars, but in the rear
Can
view,
he look through his rearview mirror?
he's a racing car. They don't have him.
Wait, I thought his eyes were the front windshield.
It is a front
They are.
windshield.
So how does he see? How does he look in his rearview mirrors?
He's a race car.
The
He doesn't
camera
have
pans to the rearview mirror.
them. But
That's all it does. But anyway,
he has-
camera pans to rearview mirror.
Disturbing,
Like-
right?
like the side mirror outside the car.
Yes.
He's a race car.
I understand that.
First problem already.
Yes, he shouldn't have them.
First
But
issue
anyway,
already.
camera plans to side view mirror, and inside the mirror, you see what looks like a city bus.
Okay.
And it shows Lightning McQueen sees him about 30 feet back.
What?
Shia LaBeouf.
No. I hate
I felt like it was a terrible pun coming, and I was like,
you were right.
You were not disappointed.
Is that really?
was
Is that
incredibly
really?
disappointed.
Is that really on the script?
No,
he made that up.
I made
That
the
was
entire
all
thing
made
up.
up.
Oh
He made
my
all
That
of
was
it up.
God.
a complete misdirect.
I hate everything.
I had you, though. I had you just eating it up.
both of us.
No, I didn't. I didn't believe that for a second. That's why I was questioning him on it.
All right. Well.
But anyway.
All right. I'm gullible half.
Anyway, that sequel was It was
Stuart's so frustrated
incredibly
right now.
forced.
This podcast is going off the rails this week.
This might be the last one.
Nah.
It was incredibly forced. You've got the main character that you're still trying to say is Lightning McQueen, but then out of left field, the entire movie practically revolves around Larry the Cable Guy. I'm sorry, Mater.
Mater.
Yeah. No.
Oh, the second one?
It's Larry. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It just it feels completely forced. Everything they've got in the sequel is like, did you try to make this movie?
Did you guys see Planes? Did you guys
Yes.
watch that? I never watched it.
I did.
I wouldn't even
Because
bother.
I was
It
like
looked terrible.
Planes, really?
It
like
was-
what are they gonna do? Trains, Thomas the Train, whatever. Like that's what I
already did
felt
that.
like. And I was like, and then what was it? Boats. Are
They
they
did
gonna
a
do
boats?
boats? I think they're doing boats
Ugh.
or something. And I'm like, are we just picking
Next
things?
Oh, you know what? I was gonna make a joke about like, oh, next we're gonna have like anthropomorphic toasters, but then I remember the Brave Little
Brave Little
Toaster.
Toaster!
Yeah, that movie's
that happened.
fantastic.
That
It
movie's
was.
That movie's
amazing.
amazing.
It
Yeah,
was.
but where's the second one of that?
They made it. It was terrible.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was
because you
awful.
said that, it just
You remember
registered-
it?
No, I love Brave Little. I love that.
He
movie
flashed back to his
so
childhood,
much,
and
but
he saw
here's a
Land
movie-
Before Time.
Why? I don't know why.
Why did they make so many of those?
Oh my god! Why did they make so many? Like Land Before
Did you
Time.
know there's
40?
one?
Is
Did you
anyone
know there's
else-
one coming out this year?
No, there's not.
I'm not kidding.
Is
Why?
anyone else bothered
Have
that
they gotten
Ice
older
Age
yet?
is basically Land Before Time?
What is?
Ice Age is
Age.
basically this
Yeah.
generation's Land Before Time.
Yeah.
It's super.
So I'm gonna say this movie.
Debatable.
I don't know why. When you said Brave Little Toaster, it just set something off. But
I had something to say from like 20 minutes
I'm
ago.
so sorry. But why,
Before he interrupted us with that
why
terrible
don't we
joke.
have
It was
Iron
beautifully
Giant 2?
executed.
Iron Giant 2 because
Yeah.
he died.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. At the end of Iron Giant, you can see all the parts. Beep.
And then he
And
smiles.
they're getting drawn back to him.
And
But
then
would
the
he
helmet
be the
smiles.
same Iron Giant?
He smiled. He must be happy about it.
He smiled at the beginning though. I don't know.
Did you like the Iron Giant?
Yeah,
Did he still
Yeah.
have the dent in his head?
that's true. Yeah, because
I think
the
he
only
does.
reason he didn't destroy the
I
Earth
think
was
he
because he was
totally-
damaged. So is he gonna come back and like repair himself fully and like try and destroy all life on Earth?
No, he saw. I think he was okay. It was like a happy ending. It was like a happy ending. So I wouldn't
was
assume
happy.
he was
It was
like,
ambiguous.
"Nah, he's alive, and then the next movie he's just like wrecking fools.
Iron Giant destroyed everything.
He's just like murking all of America. Just
Yeah.
like, like.
Maybe he repaired himself too much.
But like, no, I love
Iron Giant sequel,
the
World
Iron
Worlds.
Giant. I don't know why they haven't made a second one yet. They set it up to be like he's not dead. But how long ago was that movie? What was that, like 15 years ago or something?
Probably.
Nonsense?
At least
Like, give it to us. When are they making it?
Vin Diesel is doing nothing
love
but
that
voice
movie.
acting. He can do it.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's one of my
It
favorite
was.
movies.
I
Very
like
good
Vin
movie.
Diesel more as a voice actor
Do you?
than as like an actor. Like where I see him.
Well, I like The Rock more as a wrestler than an actor.
I
Yeah.
actually like The Rock.
I like him as I do like him. I'm not knocking him at all, but I feel that a lot of his movies are really lackluster.
Have you seen Moana?
Yeah.
I thought that
Okay.
was good.
Well, that's. I said most of his movies
Okay.
seem really lackluster. However, what's that? He did that movie with Kevin Hart, which was
Yeah.
freaking hilarious.
CIA.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was funny, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
again, that's also Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart.
I feel like
so
because
funny.
I watched a
No.
lot of Kevin Hart.
You don't like Kevin
stand-up,
Hart?
And here's why. I think I can take this. I watched a lot of Kevin Hart stand up when he was first coming up, and he was really funny. And like a lot of his jokes weren't centered around like I'm so short, isn't that crazy? Blah, blah, blah. And like that's all of his movies.
Airline
now.
food. What's up with that?
No, like all of his
the
movies
way it sounded.
somehow revolve around the fact that he's shorter than the average man.
The average black man.
Just average man.
But he makes that clear, though.
I know, but
because he always throws in like the stereotypes and everything too, which are
but
funny.
but that's it's
I
only
see
for
Kevin
so
Hart.
long. Like Ride Along, like and CIA and like all his other movies.
they're all
like,
basically the same.
they're all
movie.
basically one long joke about the fact that he's short.
and that's funny.
See, I see
Short
Kevin
people
Hart,
are funny.
I see Kevin Hart, and I see Fifth Element.
What?
He's
Another Chris
too
Tucker?
He's a shorter Chris Tucker?
annoying.
Ah, okay.
You're just dial it back, and you might be funny because you've gone so far with the joke.
Yeah.
You Family Guy it. oh,
Gotcha.
my knee.
Yeah,
Peter's
they
just,
rehashed-
grabbing his knee
they rehashed
for like
jokes.
5
for 5
minutes.
minutes. And it's
Yeah.
like, Kevin, we get it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I
Yeah,
like
you're
Kevin
short. You can't reach the top shelves of things. It's funny the first time, maybe the second time.
Still
Not
funny
the
when I watch.
17th.
Still funny when I watch it.
In the first 20 minutes.
I like
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, you're great. Never stop
I'm
being
not
you.
saying he's not great. I'm just saying, man, make a different movie.
Or a different character.
Yeah, be
Never stop
someone-
being
Or a
Yeah.
different joke.
I think it would be funny to see a Kevin Hart that like we all assume is going to be a movie about like him like having to deal with like problems, but being shorter like somehow hinders him because that's like a lot of his movies are based
Yeah.
on that. But instead, like have the opposite where like everyone's like, "Oh, you're short. What can you do?" And then he just like murks 1,000 people. I think that would be funnier. Like
I'd watch that.
He's done so many of like, I'm short, I can't do things normal sized people can do. And then now it's like I can kill everyone. And it's did you ever see the Onion movie where Steven Seagal is just punching everyone in the junk?
Yeah.
Do that, but Kevin Hart instead of Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
And
Or-
it's Blank Puncher. Yeah, that was the name of the movie.
Or we flip it and go the opposite. And Kevin Hart, who always has someone else with him, usually, a giant of a man, instead is paired with Peter Dinklage.
I'd watch that. I would watch that. That'd be
An
amazing.
even shorter.
like
So Kevin Hart's like, oh, I'm so short.
and then like for one movie, he's actually the tall one.
He's actually the tallest one.
I would
We
watch
can just
that.
combine our ideas and make that.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
down with that.
So
I'm down with that.
that'd be funny. Anyways, 20 minutes ago, I was saying something about how I
want
hated.
Iron
We
Giant
have a
too.
timer right
I
there. It was
hated
like
that.
5.
I want the Iron Giant too. That's the point I was trying to make. But go ahead, Stuart.
I was going to tell you the reason that that they give away like so many like major plot points in trailers nowadays is because like 20 years ago there was a shift in production and marketing where now you have a major film company and then they outsource the trailers to a marketing company
Yes.
who takes the scenes and they make the trailer.
Yeah.
Where originally the trailer was cut and edited by the director and the editor for
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
So
So
they
that-
showed you what they wanted to show you.
Exactly. So that's why we have like, and what's his name who did Suicide Squad was like one of the most recent and famous for like just being so pissed off that the trailer like gave away like major plot points.
Yeah.
And he like, I think he went on his Twitter and he was like ranting about it until the production company like told him to shut up and he deleted all those tweets.
Yeah.
But- so I think that's a problem with the movie industry as a whole is that we're like dumbing down movies. Like, and I think it starts with the trailers where the trailers like have to like spoon feed us like the major plot points to like, oh, well, this is how you'll know you'll like it. It's like, well, no, because I want movies that like, obviously not every movie is going to challenge me intellectually, but
If I wanted a movie that wasn't going to challenge me intellectually, but I still wanted to be entertained for an hour and a half, I would go watch an Adam Sandler movie.
or like like John Wick.
Fair.
Like the plot doesn't matter to John Wick. Because I'm seeing it.
Here's the
I'm just
synopsis.
saying is
John
just watch
Wick
him murder
murders
people.
people for 2
I'm seeing
hours
it to
because they
watch
killed his
Keanu
dog.
Reeves kill people.
Yeah.
Like in the awesomest ways possible.
Yeah.
Same thing with Liam Neeson Taken
I
movies.
was gonna go there.
I'm not watching it for like, oh, now he has to save his daughter, and now he has to save his wife, and
yeah.
now he has to save
Both
his
of
daughter
them at the same
again.
time.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not.
Yeah, you want to talk about a movie that shouldn't have been made again?
The script writing
Taken
isn't
two.
like going
Bruh,
to
that
be
was
riveting.
Just
Yeah.
so bad.
I'm not expecting the script.
But Liam Neeson wrecked
Oh
fools
yeah,
in those
it's
movies.
great watching an old Irishman just beat people up.
Fair.
That's never gonna not be entertaining.
Speaking of beating people up, the Jason Bourne films are incredible. Just saying. That's all I'm putting out
The
there.
newest sequel, where it's not Matt Damon,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of. And I think that's
I
just
wasn't- I
because
didn't
I
care for the
grew
Jeremy Renner.
to...
I was gonna go there.
I think I grew to know Matt Damon as Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
So this newest one that
Krav
shows
Maga
just
master.
another player from the same project.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't remember the name of the project.
Touchstone.
There we
Treadstone.
go. Treadstone, yeah. It's just another man in the Treadstone project.
Yeah.
It's not the same to me.
Yeah. Cause yeah.
So it
And
doesn't,
I like Jeremy Renner.
It doesn't quite feel right.
I like Jeremy Renner too. I think
Yeah.
he's a good actor.
He is.
I didn't mind it.
But I think the Bourne movies are a dead horse.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like
Because that's
There's a
pretty
reason-
that's a pretty good action film.
it is. I'm not saying it's not a good act. Some of their chase scenes are some of the best in like recent movie history.
Yeah.
Like I would put the chase scene through Europe in the second movie. I think he's that chase
In the
scene
Mini?
through Russia. Yeah, in the Mini.
Yeah.
I would put that up there with French Connection as far as like
Oh, wow.
one of the best like
Really?
vehicle chase because it's all practical.
Higher
Like,
than the Italian Job?
original or remake.
The original.
Original is better.
I would say the original.
It's up there.
Because
I'd say,
those
like,
I
those
like that car
chases,
chase.
those car
Yeah.
chases are
was a
gnarly.
good
and that's
chase.
why I like that because then
Or
like
Gone in
because
60
you
Seconds.
can tell and you can tell that those are like real people, real stunt drivers doing real like crashes
Yeah.
and stuff. Like it's not effects like special effects or after like post effects.
Yeah.
And so that's why I really liked it. But I feel like there was a reason that Robert Ludlum ended the book series and they've gone beyond that. And I feel like how many times can the woman he loves like be tragically murdered and now
Yeah.
he has to get revenge? You know what I mean? Like I feel like we can just make
Apparently
a whole new
3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lost so many. Being his girlfriend comes with a very short life expectancy. So
Agreed.
I just feel like
He
it's
keeps
a dead
getting them, though,
horse.
so it must be worth it.
Well, he's Matt Damon. Do you see how ripped that guy
Is
was
he
in
Matt
the
Damon?
last
Dude is
one?
yoked.
He's
Matt Damon or Matt Damon?
Matt Damon. That dude is ripped.
Yeah, did you ever see We Bought a Zoo?
Which wasn't as bad. Wasn't that Mark Wahlberg? No, it was Matt
that
Damon.
was Matt Damon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which wasn't as bad as Kevin James, the zookeeper.
Buh! Yeah.
Talking monkey? And then he like goes out and parties with a gorilla.
These guys like Night at the Museum.
I
Think
had
that's
this.
a no. Jeez.
Okay.
It was a fun.
It
kids
entertained me
movie.
for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Did his job.
No, it entertained me for
An hour.
and a half minus all the parts where Owen Wilson was on screen.
You don't like Owen Wilson?
In that movie.
In that
no.
movie, he was absolute
Okay,
garbage.
you made it sound like you didn't like Owen Wilson.
in
That's all.
that movie, if they took him
I was
out,
like, I love Owen Wilson.
it would have been better.
Wilson does good movies.
He does.
He's been in
Dude,
good movies.
Behind Enemy Lines. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
knocking
good.
Owen Wilson. I'm knocking Owen Wilson in Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Here's
I
my
think Cameron was
thoughts.
pointing at you, bro.
Was it pointed at me when that happened?
Here's my thoughts on Ben Stiller, just like in general as
First
an
party
actor,
foul on the stream.
is that Ben Stiller, I like.
Ben Stiller's
In
done
movies
a
where-
lot of dumb movies.
Let me finish. I like Ben Stiller in movies where he's not the main actor.
Wait, you didn't like
Dodgeball.
My Life?
Dodgeball, Happy Gilmore, Heavyweights.
What's that movie that he just was in? Life of My Life something.
The serious one? Where
Yeah.
He's no, that was not a good
okay.
movie.
Well,
Did
you
you see it?
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it right now for some reason.
He's not a serious actor.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right. I thought it was a decent film.
I read in a Mad magazine once.
Nah, he's not a good serious actor.
Okay. Okay. So he's
There's
a
not
good,
many
So he's a
comedian-
good comedy actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's really funny in a supporting role.
So you liked him in like Zoolander and
No, I hated Zoolander.
He's the
Once
main
again,
character.
I like him in supporting roles like Dodgeball, Heavyweights, Happy Gilmore. Like
Heavyweights.
yeah, like
I haven't seen that movie
how
in
fantastic
so
was that
long.
movie?
That movie was so funny.
But like him starring, I don't think he's that funny. Like I don't think Zoolander was funny,
fair.
and I don't understand.
I mean, I laughed during Zoolander. I thought it was great.
About the time that that
I guess that's the same way with Will Ferrell with me though.
Geely, I don't remember whatever that bad movie was.
What movie?
Geely,
Geely.
yeah, there you go. About the same time that came out, I read in a
Really?
That was the Ben Affleck,
G-I-G-L-E or
Ben Affleck and
G-I-G-L-I?
Jennifer Lopez movie. It
Oh, it was
terrible.
garbage.
It was like rated one of the worst movies to ever been made.
But anyway,
Really?
Yeah, of all time.
I'm just using it.
It's up there with like Mono's Hands of Fate
But yeah,
and
I
Plan
agree
9
with
from
you.
Outer
Ugh.
Space, like as the worst movies ever.
Really?
Yeah,
It was terrible.
Was it worse than Birdemic?
probably.
Probably because yeah. Anyway, I'm using this as a time frame. About that time, I had read in a Mad magazine they were making fun of Ben Affleck. I'm sorry,
Dude, you
Ben
just
Stiller.
dated yourself. Sorry.
Yeah, we already know that. we knew I'm old. There was the stream where I was Pops.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Crackle,
on
and
there.
Pops.
That's right.
But around that time, they were making fun of Ben Stiller, and they were saying that Ben Stiller is making roughly 7 movies a year, which is
Is he really?
no, it
Jeez.
was at that time. I think it was
Oh.
just an exaggeration, but they were saying Ben Stiller makes like almost 7 movies a year, which is about as many as an actor in the pornographic industry. Not that we're encouraging him to go in that direction.
Oh jeez.
That'd
you
be
know,
like the most awkward.
There were a
porn
lot
ever.
of actors though that were doing like look what Adam Sandler did
I feel like Adam Sandler consistently put out good movies in the '90s, though.
in the 90s.
And I feel like
And
I can't
now,
name,
like, I can't watch a
name,
film of his without being like, "What is this?"
I think when he made Little Nicky, it just died.
You didn't like Little Nicky?
Name like
No,
a
after
string of Ben Stiller movies that came out like concurrently or consecutively
I
that were
can't.
good.
I
Yeah,
can't.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
can't.
like, The Secret Life of Walter Schmidt was
That-
the movie
that's
we
what
were
it is.
talking
Oh,
about.
there you
Walter
go.
Schmidt. Walter Mitty.
But like
Yeah.
Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
I got that in About Schmidt.
Yeah,
mixed up.
About Schmidt. I was
Which
like,
was a
no.
good movie.
Yeah, great movie.
But like, Along Came Polly, I didn't think was funny.
It's like Meet the Fockers.
No, I didn't like any of the Meet
Really?
the
Or
Parents
Meet the
movies.
Parents?
No.
Or anything? I thought those were pretty entertaining.
I just can't. I just don't think he's funny.
Okay, that's
Other
fine.
people in the movie, I think Robert De Niro
I
is,
love Robert De Niro.
is funny.
Robert De Niro.
He's got some like real life views that are just wrong, but that's.
I like
beside the
Robert De
point.
Niro, and I like
Danny DeVito.
King of Sword. Danny DeVito. I love Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiggle.
Jiggle.
Get my sword from here.
I give my sword for you, Danny. We're all living the human condition, but he's speaking it.
John Tron, you're the best.
We love you, John Tron. Shout out to John Tron. He's not listening to this.
No, he's not.
What if this is the one that he listens to and he's just like, my sword?
That would be the greatest
He's
thing
got
He's
ever.
just
better
like,
things to do.
For those of you who don't know what we're
Suing
talking
these
about,
guys.
just Google John Tron. But anyways, I'm going to go towards anime
Go
All
with
right.
it.
for a second here. We had
Things we wanted or things we didn't want?
things that we want.
All right.
Well, at least that I want. And let me get through this for a second before everyone just.
I don't know. I mean, we don't let Stuart get through.
Trigun. I felt needs a continuation story for sure. They did the one season.
Needs?
I feel it needs it. Did you watch Trigun?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
watched Trigun?
Yep.
Okay, I feel it needs it. Here's the reason why. And this is not a spoiler. If you're an anime fan, you have not watched Trigun.
I mean,
Came
I'm
out
with
like
you on wanting it.
95.
yeah, this anime is old.
Came out like
and it is
95.
still it's one of the greatest animes in my ever. It's fantastic. They go through all this stuff. Legato, he dusts Legato, which is the only fool that he dusted in the whole anime, which was insane. It had one of the best villains, which I felt was Legato Blue Summers. I thought he was really, really maniacal. Like, he was crazy. And he managed
I
to
read a
have
list
the
that
guy
has
who
him
does
number 2
Huh?
on. I read a list that has Legato number 2 on top 10 like psychotic anime, villains.
Who was number one?
Oh wait, let's make a guess.
I don't remember actually.
Okay, well then that's not a guess.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, he was because if you think about how crazy he was, it was an anime where Vash never killed anybody. He was the only guy that got him to kill somebody, and it was him. That's crazy. Like, that's awesome. And then you have a little bit of backstory with him and Knives when they're on the ship. And they're like going to they're going in the colony and
They're
everything.
angels.
And then Knives is all crazy. That's when you learn like, oh, his brother is psycho. So you get some backstory.
Right.
And then it's just kind of like Legato just kind of heads all of that stuff for Knives. And then you meet Knives, and he just tosses him over his shoulder at the end. And then what? And then what? You killed off one of the greatest characters in anime, which was Wolfwood.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he just kind
Nicholas D.
of
Wolfwood.
goes to Knives, and he's just like, it's got the standard flashback. Vash, take care of Knives, and he tosses him over his shoulder, and he's just like, what happened? What happens? I feel like there needs to be more.
I think
And then they came out. I'm sorry, that's why I said let me get through this. They came out with the Badlands Rumble, the movie that just came out like 2 years ago.
that was like
I was so I liked it because it was Trigun. I really thought it was good, but then I watched it I watched it a few more times, and I was like,
It's not good.
Why did they do this?
I
Why
hate-
did they do? Why they brought Wolfwood back in? It's just like, why did you go that far back?
Because everyone loves
Why?
Wolfwood.
Yeah, they do. But I'm just like,
I don't like
just make more.
I don't like when animes have movies that come out like after the series is over and they aren't continuations of the story. They're like, oh, by the way, the thing we didn't show you was this, and it happened like halfway through the show
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those, what happened in the time that this
Yeah.
happened? Which I think was right around the time where Vash disappeared. Oh, no, it wasn't.
It was
I'm
before
sorry.
they got on the big sand
the
crawler.
sand steamer
You know,
thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say small spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. The Seven Deadly Sins does that with their newest season. It's really just a 4-episode OVA, but it fills.
The show isn't done yet.
No, it's not.
No.
But it fills in. So the first season ends, and this actually takes place probably one episode prior. It fills in before the real end of the first
Yeah.
season.
Here's my question: is this filler arc or was this in the manga?
I think this
was
was
in
in
the
the manga.
So why wasn't it in the show then?
Because they
originally?
ended the show in now this is because in the manga what ends up happening is the town is mostly destroyed, so they have to rebuild it, but it's a festival because we won, blah blah, etc., and the party hasn't left because hey, we're helping rebuild the town and stuff.
Yeah. So
But
let's put the boar hat
theatrically
here and call it good.
theatrically to end the season, what they do is everyone hops on board and they're off on their next adventure to go find the last of the Seven Deadly Sins and start the new chapter in the South. Theatrically, that makes sense, but it doesn't follow the manga exactly. So the next like 20 to 25 chapters in the manga where they haven't technically left town, but they're doing the festival and the rebuilding and such, this is that.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have just added
But-
4 more
but-
episodes to the first
But
season.
they could have.
Yeah,
They could
that
have.
exactly.
makes no sense to me then.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I watched it and I thought
But they
it was
didn't do-
great.
they
And
didn't
there
do
are
it-
things that happen in it that are key to the storyline.
That's fine. I just don't know why they are like
Doing
going
the little
time
filler
jumping for
Yeah.
no reason.
Which is why I was saying they did it well. I'm not saying that what they did was right, but they did it well.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Trigun. I think that it's okay to have. It's not even really an ambiguous ending because
I feel it was.
because he's doing exactly what Meryl asked him. It was Meryl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meryl. He's doing exactly what Meryl asked him to do. He's taking care of knives.
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Meryl. Meryl's the name
What-
of the
what-
Bernadelli
what's-
Insurance
what's,
Society.
the
the
name of
girl's
the-
name was Ren.
Ren. Yeah, he's doing what Ren
Rem.
asked
Rem,
him.
I'm
He's
sorry.
Rem. He's taking care of knives, and that's
Yeah. So was it taking care of knives and like take care of him?
Yeah.
Or was it take care of him? You know, because he didn't dust knives.
I know, but she said that
Yeah.
at a
So-
time
so
when it
now
was
it's just-
very clear.
Yeah.
she meant take care of knives because
He's cuckoo.
yeah,
and he
you
needs
need
help.
yeah, exactly.
So is that? Do you feel? Because that's what I got from the end of it was
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now he's going to take care of knives. Why not just add a little more? Like I
because
want
I
more.
feel like there's no
I want
because I
more.
feel like there's no story after that that doesn't end up with one of them dying.
Okay. Well,
There's no way that you can continue from that point in the chronology of that universe without one of them dying. And they didn't want to end it on that note.
Okay, so they
Because,
wanted
I mean, just-
wanted to end it on the whole like peace and harmony, love and peace.
Yes,
like, you know,
exactly.
like-
Which
Yeah.
was the basis of the show.
Yeah.
Was
that was his catchphrase. Love
was
and peace.
not was his choice to not kill.
Yeah, but I wanted to see him like maybe go through some more like internal conflict with like how he like did dust Legato and all that stuff. Like he did kill somebody and like I want to see him go through some of that stuff. I mean, he did, but
Yeah.
more. You know, I felt that like maybe the ending from when he kills Legato to that, I felt like it was just like really, it was just a straight shot. Like this is exactly how. Like I felt like they could have added more, or they could have.
I feel
Made a
like
second season.
I feel like he wouldn't have parsed around too much after that fact, and I think that would have been like, all right, you fight the underboss, now it's time to go after the big bad guy. Like I feel like that was a natural transition between those two like fights.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm
but
okay.
I
with,
wanted another.
I'm
one.
okay with the ambiguous ending. I can understand wanting an ending, but or like a continuation, I guess, because that was an ending.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode that was an ending. Him
Yeah.
walking off with knives slung over his back. I can understand. I mean, because I did too until like I really thought about like, okay, well, what story is there still to tell?
Yeah.
Like logically, where do they go from here? Like, okay, well, he takes knives somewhere where he can't hurt people. Okay, so the show is them in the middle of nowhere by themselves, and Vash like constantly guarding him.
I guess is that what
How is
happens
that-
for all eternity?
But
Like,
and,
I don't know.
And how is that interesting to watch? It's not.
Something could happen. You know, I feel like there was a lot of stuff in that anime that happened that I was just kind of like, what is going on? Like, okay, for example, an episode in Trigun where he and Wolfwood are on the train, and like I think it's the episode where Wolfwood is first introduced. There's like a kid or something that gets gets off the train or whatever, and they go try to save the kid, and there's all those robots, and then they sink
on a bus.
through. Yeah, they sink through the sand into that like underground machine, and Vash just knew how to turn it off, and it was just like now sleep, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, because
It
he was
like,
on the ship that brought it there.
That's what I figured, but I was like, man, how much more stuff is there
a lot.
out there?
I could
Man, they could just
understand-
keep going.
I could understand if they make a Trigun, another show in the Trigun universe, but Vash is not in it. Or if he is in it, it's just like one episode where someone finds Vash and knives and they like get their guns or something, and then they like move away from that.
Oh, okay.
So I'd be
Fair.
interested in something set in that universe, but I feel like the Vash and knives story is
Is done.
done.
Fair.
I feel like it came to a logical conclusion.
I mean, I had the Trigun Unleashed mangas or whatever they were. They had a lot more stuff in them. The
Yeah.
mangas obviously are gonna have way more, but yeah, I just wanted to see a continuation story of that. I would have loved to. That man, we were on that for a while. I'm sorry, but yeah, I love Trigun
Yeah.
so much. If you guys have, for those of you who haven't
This
watched
is great
Trigun, and we probably spoiled a lot for you, I apologize.
It came
but
out
at the
in
same
'95.
time, that anime is old. You should have seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. You will not be disappointed. It's
Fantastic show.
fantastic stuff.
Really is.
So it's great.
Let me do something, a sequel that wasn't, or almost was. So in 2000,
Half-Life 3.
there was, no, we're not going to do that.
I
In
want
the
Half-Life
short-
3.
We're not jumping it.
In 2000, a script was written, and it was for a movie starring Tom Hanks. And I don't know if you guys can guess this, but the entire script was written.
Castaway 2.
Nope, 2000.
A
An
Space
entire
Odyssey.
script was written.
Oh,
That's a prequel.
Was Tom Hanks in that movie? Then
I would
no.
watch it though.
Make good guesses. Get good.
Get good.
So, and the entire production was set up, and they were going to start principal photography in September of 2001. And we all know the tragedy that
Yeah.
happened then. And it was decided after that that making this movie wouldn't feel right, I guess, for whatever reason. I forget the exact. There's a long interview with Tom Hanks and the director. And basically,
Touchy subject.
they felt like post 9/11 making a movie like this wouldn't make sense.
What was the movie?
The movie
what he's asking us.
was starring Tom Hanks and Haley Joel Osment.
What?
They were only in one movie together.
And it's not coming to me.
And it picked up directly where the first movie ended with Forrest Gump waiting at the bus stop. The movie was Forrest Gump.
I was gonna say, was it Forrest Gump?
It was Forrest Gump.
Did
His
we make
son
a
was Haley
second
Joel
one?
Osment.
Yeah, you're right.
See, I don't remember her name.
You're right,
Haley Joel Osment from Sixth Sense?
I just remember it's Jenny.
His son.
dude. Haley Joel Osment's the kid.
With his son.
The son.
His son.
Yeah,
The movie
Haley
Forrest
Joel
Gump
Osment's a guy.
ends.
Then I'm way off.
Do you not know
The
who
kid
Haley
in The
Joel
Sixth
Osment
Sense.
is?
No.
From The Sixth Sense. The
I
kid
see
from
dead
The Sixth
people.
Sense.
I can see his face, but I know not
Yeah,
by
that's
name.
Haley
He was
Joel
also
Osment.
Forrest Gump's son.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were going to make a Forrest Gump sequel.
wait, but I don't by name is what I'm saying. It lost me on the
All
name.
right. I mean, he was a pretty big actor for 5
Yeah.
seconds after The Sixth Sense came out. Now he looks terrible.
He was also in. Oh man, he was in. Was he not Minority Report? He was in
He was
a.
in a Michael Caine movie after that.
He was in a robot movie. In like a post.
Oh,
like
AI.
AI.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That movie was awful.
Just saying he was an AI.
Yes, he was, and they shouldn't have made that movie.
My aunt was going to be in that movie.
Terrible.
Oh, wait, my aunt was in that movie.
I'm sorry.
She
That
was
movie.
missing an arm.
Oh, that's cool.
So she was in that scene where the robots were like picking up the arms.
Oh, that's neat.
At least I think she was. I know she met with Steven Spielberg about it. So
That movie's terrible.
movie god, Haley Joel Osment.
Gotcha.
Did you like that movie?
AI, it didn't bother me.
Did you read the book?
No,
The
I didn't.
Isaac Asimov?
No, I didn't. I just read the movie.
You read the movie?
I wanted to see if he was going to catch it.
Like,
the look
I
on your
didn't-
face
I
after you
didn't-
said
I
that was
didn't-
just like
I haven't cared for any Isaac Asimov movie that they made.
adaptations.
Yeah,
Back. I have to go rewind my book.
I Robot.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
another
good.
thing.
you just like
Yeah.
Bicentennial Man?
I thought.
You don't like
here's the thing.
Bicentennial Man?
Here's the thing.
Robin Williams, bro.
I thought Lawnmower Man was a better movie.
Dude, Lawnmower Man's so good. I liked Lawnmower Man.
Oh yeah, I did too.
That movie was great. I had the game for SNES.
Oh wow.
The game was hard af. That game
Yeah.
was super hard.
man. So yeah, Forrest Gump, the sequel that was never made.
Lawnmower Man 2, what happened?
What is the continuation of
I
that
know,
story?
there is none. Couldn't
Let's
be.
do this. Cocoon 2 was stupid.
Fair.
There was no pushback
There
on that.
was- The first one was great.
Yeah.
Cocoon was awesome.
What is
hilarious.
it? Spare parts needed or what is
Something
that?
like that. I
Yeah.
remember.
They didn't need a sequel to that. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
I'm gonna jump back into anime real quick.
Okay.
Mostly just a selfish thing, but Steve knows one of my favorite animes of all time, Outlaw Star. And
Inuyasha.
How
don't
can you
wanna-
have a sequel to something that hasn't ended?
I don't want a sequel to Inuyasha. I just want one last episode where he cuts Naraku in half. Everyone lives
And he
happily ever
stays
after,
dead.
and it's over.
'Cause He's
the
cut
end.
that dude
Thanks
in half
for coming.
like 90 times.
That's all I want. One episode where it's over. Everyone lives happily ever after. The end.
Sky.
But what Outlaw Star, I would love to see
Show
because the
sucked.
ending was ambiguous enough, but it also had closure. But it left it open for a new story. But the thing is, it would have to be a completely new story. Every single bow that they opened, every box they opened in Outlaw Star, they tied up with a neat little bow.
I wanted to see more casters.
Yeah.
I wanted to see some more casters done. Because they jumped a lot of numbers, and I was like, well, what happened to like 7 through 12? Like,
Exactly.
you know, like, I want to see more of these things. What do they
The
do?
universe, it's the same thing as you're saying with the Trigun. I would love to see more from that universe. And you can do it with the same crew. And you can even cycle some out here and there because, they can go their separate ways, blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera. But I would love to see more from that universe.
I think with an Outlaw Star sequel, they could use the same cast of characters, but once
I
again,
think they'd have to keep Gene Starwin for sure.
yeah, of course, you have to keep Gene
Gene
Starwin.
and Jim and Melfina have to stay. But the other two,
Well,
And
they,
and
they were
back and forth.
what's his name? The robot. The
ship.
The ship. Yeah.
Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
No, what was the name that they had a name for? You
Gideon.
remember? Gideon. Yeah, he always came with like a little
Yeah.
pill. Like, and he like she made
Little
it a pink.
chibi, little
Yeah.
chibi Gideon.
Yeah.
Came in his pink. And you get all mad. Oh
Yeah.
man, so good. So
But
good.
I think because I feel like, and this is true for just like every television show, regardless if it's anime or not, but every season has to be higher stakes than the previous one.
Agreed.
You have to build on the tension set from the last one and either pay off a cliffhanger if the finale ended on a cliffhanger, which this didn't, but you have to like go bigger every season.
Yeah,
and
I
I think
thought
that's
that,
the
like-
problem with shows like Supernatural is they've jumped the shark.
I stopped.
And like there's nowhere to go
Because
after you kill the devil.
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you
What's
go
bigger?
any bigger than that?
See, when they
So-
when they eventually got to like the Galactic Ley Line and all that stuff like that, they did all that stuff. It was like, well, this is like weird, and
that's-
like this is really.
but
And
that's-
then
But that's my point.
But it
is,
was
like,
also
you've
ambiguous. You could
ended-
see it as you wanted to.
Yeah, but you've ended.
True.
But here's my point: you've ended the first season with them finding literally the treasure of the
All
entire
treasures.
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
Treasure
Like,
planet.
it's literally
Yeah.
it's literally
Your face.
like this is the power of the universe, the cosmic whatever. You can
Anonymous cosmic power.
it's the Kuiper belt. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
He wanted knowledge.
Yeah,
red hair.
he's-
His body is gone, but he now knows everything.
Yeah, it's literally whatever,
It's super
cosmic thing you want to shoehorn into it. Where do you go from there? How do you up the stakes?
You have
and up the
infinite
ante
knowledge.
Yeah.
basically.
And
on
again-
the next?
And again, that's where I
Season.
say it's a selfish want. I enjoyed it. I want to see more of that universe, but I'm with you on that. How can you sell it? Because you can't go any bigger.
Yeah, you can't go bigger than like the treasure of existence.
True. I don't want to say get off of that too much, but I feel like that's a good ending for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Have you watched Code Geass?
Disclosure.
Yeah.
Code Geass.
We
they have
actually ended it.
Code Geass. Have you
They
watched Code
ended that.
Geass? Well, so have you watched Code Geass?
I have not.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil too much for you.
Well, it's an older anime. I'm not too worried about it.
It's actually not that old. Code Geass is not that old.
Came out
Isn't it at least 10?
2010.
No.
2011.
It's only like 5 or 6 years old.
yeah, 2010, 2011.
Oh, okay.
It's really
It
good.
was on Cartoon Network like a few months after it came out in
Yeah.
Japan.
So there is.
It was pretty.
I
That's
don't
been pretty okay.
I want to be careful because you've never seen it, and you should definitely watch this. But so you know what happens in it, and have you seen the secret ending? Okay.
Yeah,
No, wait.
I felt like that muddled the water.
I felt that was good. It was done because it left you guessing. It left you wondering. Now here's the thing. You know they're coming out with R3, right?
I don't think. And once again, where do you go from? He was basically like ruler of Earth, and like how do you go?
Britannia, yeah.
How do you go bigger than that? You don't go any bigger than ruler of Earth.
You are the
Ruler of the galaxy.
You are the
There's no
ultimate.
space travel in it.
You are seriously the ultimate, like
Emperor
warlord
of the
and,
world.
like everything. You
Okay.
know, you can do everything. You have a power that literally.
I am God of Earth.
You have a power that literally makes
the
anybody
power of
do
kings.
exactly what you want.
It's a
them to do
Geass.
all the
Okay.
time. You can never use it twice though.
Okay.
On the same person.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
but you only have to use it
You-
once if you do it right.
If you do it right.
Yeah.
If that one power is insane.
Game breaking.
It's insane.
But the show came to a logical end.
It did. I felt that the ending was very good. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
But then there's like a little snippet at the end that kind of leaves it for question. I felt that was good. Now they want to make R3.
They ended
Why?
it. They ended it the way they ended it with the last scene with the wagon and everything. That was an ending because
Yeah.
he's leaving.
Yeah.
And he's going off, and he's no longer
And she's
going to be
yeah.
a part of
So-
the greater,
But he
Political world stage.
His buddy
Yeah.
becomes Zero.
yeah. Which is, and that
That's
makes,
what I'm like,
That makes logical sense too, because his original conception of Zero was he did the Batman. It's not important who's
Who it
under
is.
the
It's-
mask.
it's who
It's
is-
important what the mask represents.
Yeah, and does.
He did the Batman. It was basically Batman, but he had cool mind
Yeah.
powers.
So you feel that like that's gonna.
It
that,
was
so-
Batman with a mix of like anti-government. I don't know. What would it be? It's Batman, but like anti-government. So
Yeah.
For Vendetta.
it's Batman. It's V for Vendetta, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
It's anime V for Vendetta, but cool mind powers.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
It's fantastic. So you feel that ending scene with the hay bale, that's them leaving,
That's-
walking away from that story.
That's
and
him.
now we're continuing
yeah,
as
that's
Zero
him,
this
That's
way.
him physically leaving the political world stage, as well as like
And now this is
figuratively.
Zero's next move.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
But they're gonna make. I've read.
as long as
they're
he's
making R3.
not in it,
Okay.
because if he comes back, then I'm like, well, that's just cheap.
Yeah.
Because that kind of like, if he were to come back and like retake over the mantle of Zero,
Then what was the
then
point
it would,
of-
yeah, what was the point of any of this?
Yeah.
Then?
Exactly.
Like if you're just gonna come back like after a year, what was
But
the
I
point?
also wonder too. Is like,
Vacation.
what was
Yeah,
the point
I
of leaving?
because
as well?
that
'Cause
was
he
the
did everything
agreement.
and- yeah.
That was the agreement he had
Yeah.
with Suzaku.
Yeah.
Was
Suzaku.
to
That was
leave.
his name. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you weren't doing it on purpose.
No, I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, it's
dang it,
Lelouch.
spoiler!
Lelouch. That was the agreement.
That one name.
He literally says Zero. Like this is the Zero Twilight protocol plan.
That's right.
And it was to have what happened happen.
Watch Code Geass is fantastic. Watch Code
Got it.
Geass.
They're both
It's
good.
fantastic.
Oh man, you know
Sounds
what?
good.
But you know what?
But yeah,
you know
R3
what
is
draws
going,
that
and
show down though is the same thing that made Sword Art Online not as good.
Sister sex?
Weird incestuous relationships. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know exactly
That
what you're
has one
talking
of
about.
those.
That was
Got it.
really
Yeah.
weird.
He's a little bit too close
That
to
was-
Nunnally. Also, his sister is in a wheelchair and blind.
We're not high-fiving the sister sex. We're high-fiving that I got it right.
When that came out,
Not-
I was
not
like,
the- not
"What
sister sex.
on earth am
I
I
don't know
watching?"
what it is where like we need to shoehorn these
These
romantic
weird family
storylines with like
relationship.
family members.
It's weird.
I don't
agree.
care for it.
It's weird.
It's
But
gross.
luckily, that doesn't last very long. Luckily,
that is like there's an argument that that's the basis of the entire show.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but at least like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
I'll disagree
I mean,
with you
if
on
we
that.
really-
what's
if we
disappointing?
I was
really
trying
wanna-
to. I was
if
trying to
we
realize
really-
like when does that actually
Nope.
like come
When
to
we-
fruition,
if we
and when
wanna-
does it kind
if
of
we
go out
wanna
the window?
peel
And
that
it doesn't.
onion, that's the basis for the entire show.
Yeah, it
You know
does.
what's a
now
little
that I'm thinking about it,
disappointing?
it really
Yeah, it
is.
Now that you bring that up, I've watched a few animes and I've seen a few of those incestuous relationships, and those just kind of seem to be there. And normally they don't go much further than just they're there. But I've noticed that if you get an actual relationship, that doesn't seem to go so well. Like, for instance, I doubt either of you have ever watched it because this is one of my just guilty pleasures. Clanad.
I have.
Oh yes.
I wish I hadn't.
The sequel?
No.
I wish I hadn't.
Okay,
I
there's a
haven't.
second season to it.
Should I?
No.
Yeah.
There's a second season. You know how in most rom-coms everyone lives happily ever after, blah blah, et cetera, et cetera.
Not always,
Well, the
but yes.
sequel. I said most. The sequel goes about 10 years later. They've gotten together. They've got kids. Blah blah, et cetera, et cetera. Spoiler alert.
I don't even know
We
why
good?
they made a sequel
Cool.
to that.
She dies.
Fair.
For no
Wait,
reason.
what?
Yep.
For no reason.
They killed off the mom for absolutely no reason.
Where, at the
makes
end
no-
or
No, like 4 episodes in.
Like right at the beginning.
Why? Why?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
The whole
It was
second
just-
season
Really?
served no purpose.
It was basically just yeah. We shouldn't have had that.
No, they
Really?
should have never made it. Like it
What?
served no
I
purpose.
feel like one of two things happened. Either
Why?
A,
Why?
they were trying to go for a plot twist that went wrong, or B, they had so many people clamoring for a sequel to this rom-com that they went, oh, you want a sequel? Okay,
I'll give
here's
you a
your beloved
sequel."
character. Oh, she's dead.
Is that how like that happens?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
it like brutal?
It
it's-
comes out of left
I don't know
field.
why I want to know that, but it's a pretty brutal.
There's no foreshadowing. There's no setup for it. It makes no
What?
sense.
It's not
from,
even
like,
like
a
brutal or
story
bloody or nothing. It just
perspective.
there you go. She's dead.
She did. And like
That's
when
so
I watched
stupid.
it, I was like, she's not dead. She's fine.
Nope.
and she's
Nope, she
totally
did.
toasted.
Nope. She's totally dead.
No way.
Yep.
Dead.
Okay, well I hate that.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yep.
I hate that instantly.
It made no
that.
sense.
That
to
makes me mad now.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't.
know.
Now.
It made no sense to me.
Did you guys ever watch Fruits Basket?
My wife did.
Yeah,
felt
Brian
like-
did. Did you like it, Brian?
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
let me
Fruits Basket was awesome.
Let me really quick. Anime that I wanted a sequel to. FLCL.
Oh, fully cool.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Let's
Yes.
do more of that because there was only like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
of that show,
Dude.
and there should have been a million more.
Okay, did you watch? Did you guys? You guys
I
watch?
love. That's one of the few shows that
Did Mass Chaos
the
well?
music. Okay, so Mass Chaos. Well, the music was great. They
fantastic.
switched art styles seamlessly because that's one thing that bugs me about anime, and they do it a lot in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they switch between like
Yeah.
regular Ed and then like chibi Ed, and like it's all poorly drawn.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
It,
I don't feel that that's
it
a good
takes
basis
away-
for comedy.
It takes away from the seriousness of the scenes where like Mustang is crying at.
No, he wasn't crying. It was raining.
Yeah, it takes away from the serious. It takes away.
It
takes
makes me
away,
so sad.
It takes away from the
Yeah.
seriousness of Edward. Yeah,
Why'd you have to go there?
and it takes away
I wanna
from
punch
the
them.
seriousness of Mustang.
the most hated character in anime
just,
ever. Tucker.
Chow Tucker, the Sewing
Hate
Life
that
Alchemist.
guy.
But
I
it
hate
takes
him
away
more
from the
than anyone.
seriousness of like
He was on,
Mustang,
4 on
like
that list.
cutting himself in order to make.
He was number 4 on that list.
I think so.
Chow Tucker
He
was
turned
4. He
his
should have
child
been
into
1.
a dog. He turned his child into
I
a
didn't
dog.
say it was a
other
good list.
people. His wife too.
Yeah,
Didn't say
and
it
then
was a good
himself.
list.
and then himself.
Didn't say it was a good list.
Anyways, I feel like that when
That's
they
really shocking.
when
He should
they
be
do
number
that
one.
in anime, I feel like it takes away from the seriousness and the tone. But with FLCL, it was so seamless and it felt so right for them to do that.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was the one time. I'm sure there's another time like
it
in
fit
an
in
anime,
with the mass chaos, and they did the mass chaos well.
Yeah,
and I feel like
I love Fully Cooley.
there's so much stuff going on underneath the surface of that show, like because on the surface it's like, oh, there's a bunch of like crazy aliens, and is she an alien, is she not? Oh, also like he can pull like things out of his head, and it seems like so random and insane.
It's amazing.
And then you watch it again and you're like, oh, this story is actually about like growing up and like not fitting
Well, I
in.
guess this is growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, blah, 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 sucks. It's parody.
And it's about like not fitting in and, trying to find your place in the world, and like
Yeah.
trying to find like
In a world full of chaos.
trying to find
Yeah.
like someone to like tell you that you actually matter.
This totally became the anime podcast really fast. I
And-
apologize.
No, we only did the last half hour.
Well,
All right, then real quick,
We only did
one
bad
last
number.
segue before we
Music
go.
too was amazing. That was one of the
Did
that
you
was some of
ever-
the best
Did
music
you ever
in
watch
anime.
Beck?
No.
The anime Beck?
Nah.
So it's a music anime. It's like a band and
feel-
stuff like that.
I feel
It's
like
pretty good.
I feel like best music in animes was, and this is like a three-way tie, is Samurai Champloo, FLCL, and Cowboy Bebop. Were the
Oh.
three
Oh.
best music in animes
Yeah.
ever.
Oh yeah.
I would put Lupin
Or the
the
Daft
Third
Punk
really
anime.
close up there.
The Daft Punk
Really?
anime was really good. Interstellar 5555.
Oh, okay.
That was really good too.
That was good,
But
too.
that was all music by Daft Punk
Yeah.
and adapted into an anime. And the reason why I brought up Fruits Basket is because you guys said you all saw it.
My wife did. I haven't, but I know of it.
You've seen it.
I know.
Oh. They need to make a second one.
Brian's
of that.
seen it.
You know what I'm talking about. They need to make a second one of that because they go total Naruto on that at the end, and then nothing. Then it's just like, oh, that happened. Wee. Like,
When you say they go Naruto,
what?
what do you mean?
One of the character, because hey, it's comedic as to the point where like if a person of the opposite sex hugs another person or gets close or touches another
Nosebleed.
person, no, they turn
I hate
into
that.
it's the zodiac animal, right? Yeah, it's the animal they're zodiac of. Well, it's pretty funny because it's only with the guys, isn't it? Oh no, there's one girl. Yeah, so like one of them's a rat, one of them's a cat. If one of the girls hugs them, they turn into the rat or the cat. It's like a family curse was
Oh,
right?
so that's basically
So-
just another version of the nosebleed.
Yeah. It's funny though. But no, this is like there's more to it than that. It's not like every person does it to it. It's just these specific people.
I get it.
So yeah. There was a story.
Or
The,
is
the
it?
story is like the cat was
Curses
never
can be
really
sexual.
a part of the zodiac, right? Is what it was. It was like the outcast of the zodiac. Didn't really matter. Well, the one character is
You're the
the
tiger
cat.
would disagree.
But he like goes full on like demented like what it's like nine-tailed fox Naruto status and just goes nutso and like at the end, and then they turn him back to like a normal human again, and that's it. Right? And it's like, what? I watched this whole season for like 2 episodes of him going nutso, and then it's fine. Can I get more, please? Like, can I get more, please? Like, nope. All right.
All right.
Well, we need to wrap up.
Before we wrap up, I'm gonna throw mine in. Orange High School Host Club.
Bro, Orange High School Host Club is great, dude. The anime is fantastic.
Yeah, my wife would agree with that.
Orange High
I
School
watched
Host
like
Club
3
is
episodes
so
over her shoulder.
good. So good. This must be foreigner coffee. Remember?
like-
It's like,
I feel
or common
like-
people
I feel
coffee.
like
The
There's
instant coffee.
better rom-coms than Oran.
No,
No, I just thought it
I
that
want to
was
see.
great.
I'm not saying it's number 1 on the list.
That anime,
We've been talking about it for an hour and a half.
that anime,
We've gone through it.
And
I'd like to see more.
Yeah,
That anime
selfish,
made me
guilty
laugh
pleasure.
so
I want
hard.
to see more of Toradora.
Toradora. That anime made me laugh
Really?
so hard.
Yeah.
Orange High School Host Club. It was fantastic.
I want to see more Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
We don't even need to say anything after that. More Yu Yu Hakusho.
We need more One Piece, said no one ever. Anyways.
No, I'm pretty
We
sure the
need
guy.
more of a pirate who can't swim.
I think-
Give us more of that.
I think the
that
guy
makes
writing
sense.
it.
We need more bleach.
How is it?
Oh, no,
how
we do
is
not.
it- how is
Even
it that,
Brian was
like-
like, no,
How
we
is it
don't.
not done yet?
How is it that like
Here we
he
go.
has not?
Here we go. This is how it
He
starts.
can't swim because he's Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic can swim, or he can turn himself into a boat.
Don't do this now.
No,
We're doing
show
this.
sucks, and the manga sucks. One Piece
suck.
sucks.
Brian's over here with this fan.
Name something original about One Piece that isn't a ripoff of better anime or manga.
We don't have enough time for this.
Oh, yes, we do.
Because there isn't anything. We have plenty of time. There isn't anything? Okay, we're done. Wrapping up.
You know
All right,
what?
wrapping
I
up.
have an idea. Before we wrap up, gentlemen, our managing producer, Stuart, we will do another anime episode. It will happen. When it does, get your ammunition ready. I want to see this.
This is going to be fantastic.
It's fine. One Piece sucks.
All right, we need to wrap up, guys.
Let's wrap this up, Steve.
You can find Really Likable Geeks podcast on Podbean, Google Play, and iTunes. The links will be down here, down below. They will be bit.ly links, so make sure that you type them exactly as they show up or they won't work. You can also find us, you're watching us on YouTube, I'm assuming, so subscribe to us, and so you know when our next episodes come out. And we're going to be doing a lot more than just the podcast here. We're going to be doing some video game stuff.
gonna
Also,
play games.
we just started streaming some video games for fun. If you go to twitch.tv/likablegeeks, you can find us there every once in a while playing some games. Soon, we are going to be doing a charity event. We are going to be doing Drunken Final Fantasy IX, and we are going to do a tabletop stream for tabletop games.
Yeah, April International Tabletop Day, so we'll be doing something for that.
Yeah, we're gonna play like Elder
Super
Sign.
Token will join us.
Super Token will join us. We're gonna play like Elder Sign, Catan.
I feel like everyone does Katana. I feel like I want to throw something out there that maybe people...
Well, in my closet,
what did you say in there?
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter.
I have Redneck Life in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
Redneck
so
Life,
fun.
yeah.
We're going to do a few board games. Some games maybe you've heard of. Some you may not have. It's going to be a good time. So stay tuned to our
We're going
Twitter.
to play the board game Drink the Beer.
Yeah. Stay tuned to our Twitter, which you can find at twitter.com/likablegeeks, as well as facebook.com/likablegeeks. And you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/likablegeeks. You can find me on Twitter at that Stephen Brown.
You can usually not find me on Twitter at Believe the Weave.
And you can find me at Stu _ no last name.
So thank you guys all for listening. Hope you enjoyed our ranting and raving of anime and video games.
Sequels
and all
that we
sorts of
had
stuff.
that we didn't want, and
Oh,
the
man.
sequels
Sequel
we wanted
harder.
that we never got.
Ah, man. Good
The
times.
sequel strikes back.
The sequel strikes back.
Too furious.
Thank you everybody
Sequel
for watching.
Tokyo Drift.
Thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.